Everyone remembers the day when Claus von Stauffenberg walked into the wolf's lair with a briefcase and the conviction that killing Adolf Hitler would save Germany from itself. It was July 20th, 1944, deep in East Prussia, and Stauffenberg, the aristocratic wounded officer who had lost an eye and a hand fighting for Germany, was the public face of a larger, desperate conspiracy inside the Wehrmacht. The story begins years earlier. By 1943 and 1944, the German army was bleeding on the Eastern Front. The scale of Nazi crimes was no longer deniable to many officers who had watched atrocities or witnessed defeat. Men like Henning von Treschow, Ludwig Beck, General Friedrich Olbricht, and Erwin von Witzleben had concluded that the Führer's rule was terminal for Germany. They forged a plan not of partisan politics, but of palace coup. Kill Hitler, invoke Operation Valkyrie, the Reserve Army's contingency plan, to seize key cities, arrest SS leaders, and open the door to a negotiated peace with the Western Allies. Stauffenberg's role was surgical and symbolic. A capable staff officer newly posted near Hitler's headquarters, he volunteered to bring the bomb to the briefing hut at the wolf's lair, to be detonated by a time device while officers gathered. The conspirators altered Valkyrie's orders so that once the Führer was dead, the reserve army would move under the guise of restoring order, controlling communications, and rounding up Nazi leadership. Everything depended on one moment: Hitler's death. On that humid summer morning, Stauffenberg slipped the bomb into a leather briefcase and set the timer. He stood close to the table where Hitler and his generals conferred. Fate intervened in small, fatal ways. A senior officer moved the briefcase behind a heavy oak table support, and a concrete map table absorbed much of the blast. When the explosion tore through the conference room, 4 were killed or mortally wounded, Colonel Heinz Brandt among them. But Hitler, shielded by the table and wearing a thick coat, survived with relatively minor injuries. Believing the Führer dead, Stauffenberg left, flew back to Berlin, and activated the forged Valkyrie orders. For a few tense hours, the conspirators seized radio stations, arrested some Nazi officials, and mobilized units. In the Bendler Block, the headquarters of the Reserve Army, officers hoped that troops would rally and that the country would move away from catastrophe. Then the news arrived: Hitler was alive. Communications from loyal military commanders and the SS began to unravel the plot. Hesitation and rivalry among conspirators, General Fromm's initial indecision, conflicting orders, the slow movement of armored units, handed initiative back to the regime. Within hours, the Gestapo and Wehrmacht loyalists reasserted control. Stauffenberg and several leading conspirators were arrested at the Bendler Block and executed that same night by firing squad. The Reich's reprisals were ruthless. In the following weeks, thousands were rounded up. Estimates put the number arrested at around 7,000, with nearly 5,000 executed after swift trials or secret sentences. The coup failed, but its human cost and moral clarity would echo far beyond July. Historically, the July plot lays bare a tangled truth. Opposition to Hitler did exist inside Germany's ruling institutions, but it was fragmented, imperfect, and hamstrung by fear and the machinery of dictatorship. The conspirators were not saviors in modern political terms. They were conservative nationalists who wanted to restore order and negotiate. But their act has been remembered as a profound, if flawed, repudiation of tyranny. Today, the Bendler Block in Berlin houses memorial plaques and the graves of those executed. The July 20th conspirators occupy a complicated place in history. Neither martyrs unblemished by the politics of their time, nor traitors without conscience. Their attempt to alter the course of war with a single bomb did not succeed, but it forced Germany, and later the world, to reckon with the reality of internal resistance, and with the tragic calculus of when men decide that killing a dictator is worth the risk of everything that follows. If you enjoy this video, click the like button, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos like this. Thank you.